My name is Dr. Ray Pastor, and today I'm going to talk about the state of virtual reality technology, kind of where we are, at least with the commercial products. I've got a bunch. I've been testing out a bunch of these over the last few weeks. Oculus Rift here, Ph.D Vive I've been testing out as well. I've been spending a lot of time playing with each one of these, and I just want to talk about kind of the state of VR, where we are. I'm going to go in and I'm going to review each one of these in different videos, but I did just want to kind of talk about the state of VR in general, kind of where we are. All right, so first of all, I will say that I do think that overall the headsets are rather expensive. I'm not talking about, you buying Google Cardboard where you use a phone app, which are usually free because, you can buy the Google Cardboard for like less than $15. You can find them for free. You can buy them at Walmart now. And that's when you put your phone in virtual reality. I'm not really trying to compare this to this because they're two different beasts right now. So I'm not really talking about this when I'm talking about this. So they are expensive. These start, the kit I bought for Oculus Rift was about $300 or $400. The kit I bought for HTC was about $600 or $700. And that's the kit that really includes, the hand controls, which you really need if you're going to do this stuff. I really wouldn't suggest buying any less equipment. So it's kind of expensive to start out. I feel like when if it was more complete, that it would be worth $300, but maybe $300 to $500. But for now, I just don't necessarily. I feel like it's expensive. So I feel like it's a higher end, luxury item. The other thing about it, and when I say it's expensive, is you really do need a computer that can run this stuff well. You need a high-end computer. You're going to spend, you can't buy a $400 PC and expect to run virtual reality well. My computer is over $4,000, my laptop, and to be honest, the fans have to heat up, have to go when I'm using the virtual reality. Now, I do have other things open when I'm doing it. Sometimes I'm recording what I'm doing, so I have a lot going on. But still, my fans are going. My computer's working. And I have the highest end machine you can really buy. So, you do need the higher end computer you have. So it is an expensive hobby or thing to get into, Could you get by with a $1,000 computer? Probably. I'm sure you could build one that was going to work well. But, realistically, you're going to need that $1,500 to $2,000 computer to really run it pretty decently. But if someone's really customizing their PC, I think you could definitely do it for $1,000. But overall, I'd say if you're going to Best Buy and buying a machine, you're going to spend $1,500 to $2,000 on that machine from Dell or Best Buy or wherever you're going to get it. It is super fun. It really is. It is amazing. So the state of the technology, do I think it's going to get a lot better? Yes. I think as we get feet tracking and body suits, it's going to become just so amazing. It's going to keep getting better and better. But I really think the state of it now is way different than we were 5 years ago. I was an original Oculus Rift. I had one of their development kits, testing those out. And I thought those were kind of neat, but I would have never bought one. They were just, besides all the problems I had with it, because it was a development kit. It wasn't meant to be a commercial product. There wasn't a lot there. But that's changed. There is some really cool stuff you can do. I'm going to review some of that stuff you can do. I'm not really going to talk about it so much in this video. But you can do things like fly. You can jump off a building. You can go inside the human body. You can explore a city. Some really cool stuff. And you feel like you're there. You literally feel, so your brain tricks you. I'll go inside the Washington Monument. Or the Statue of Liberty or the Lincoln Memorial, and you feel like you're there. Your brain tricks you, even though it's virtual reality and it's fake. It does trick you. You feel like you're there. Even when you're flying, you don't need the wind blowing on your face for it to feel. Your brain is tricking you so that you kind of think like you are. Your reactions. You move, you jerk. You can't help those reactions. So it is a very cool technology. As far as graphic quality, some of the simulations I go through are pretty good, but I'm not impressed by the graphic quality. I should say that. I'm just not impressed by it. I feel like I understand why it's not 100% HD yet, why it's not perfect, real world quality. That's going to come, but it's just not there yet. It's okay. It's good enough. It's not terrible, but it's not awesome either. There is some blurriness issues. I had to do a lot to really fix the blurriness with both units, and I still couldn't always get it right. And there are a lot of like reflection with the light issues sometimes, depending on what kind of light was coming through. Like a lot of white and light blue light would really reflect back at me into like the goggles, and there were some issues like that. But I feel like those are all cosmetic things you can easily get past. I don't think they really take away from the technology at all. But I think that they'll get better and better. But they were there. As far as like cost of the machine, I said it's expensive, but you have that, you need a computer and the unit, but you get in and start to use it. And one of the things that I found right away is that everything that seemed like might be a cool game or a cool activity was like $20 to $30. And like the problem with spending $20 to $30 on one of these games or apps in this virtual is I've not really heard of most of them. And there's no free trial of them. So like I wasn't convinced to buy it. There's hardly any reviews for most of them. Even the ones like the most popular ones, if they had like 4.8 stars, there's not many reviews. It's not like Amazon where it's like 4,000 views on a product. It might have like 20. Maybe, there's like just not a lot. So I wasn't convinced to buy the game. Maybe there wasn't enough screenshots there to really tell me about it, and I just didn't feel like there was that value in buying it. So I played around with a lot of the free stuff, and I really don't want to talk about having to buy extra stuff. I want to talk about what it kind of comes with. I didn't feel like it came with that, that here's why you buy this. It comes with this and it's awesome. I remember being a kid and like I bought my Nintendo Entertainment System, and I bought it because I didn't buy it because it was the Nintendo. If someone just sold me the Nintendo, I wouldn't care. I bought it to play whatever I wanted to play, which it came with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. It just came with it. And they were amazing blockbuster games. The virtual reality doesn't come with any blockbuster. So there's that, it's just not, there's no like, oh wow, I really want to play this. It does, there are a few here and there, but like they're not reasons why I bought it. Like, so I'll probably take the biggest one, Minecraft. Yes, there is Minecraft. So in Oculus, you can play Minecraft, and they have a free trial version, which is nice that they actually have a trial version of something, because most of the games there is no trial version. So you just have to pony up $30 and hope it's good. You can't play it for even 5 minutes just to see like, oh, this is something I'd be interested in or not. But like the Minecraft, I was a little disappointed it actually wasn't free. I've bought Minecraft for Android, Apple. I've bought it for the Nintendo Switch. So that's 3 versions. Oh, I bought it for the PC. That's 4 versions of Minecraft I've purchased, and now it's like I want another. I was happy they had a free trial, but it still was just like, I don't need to. It was cool being in Minecraft and virtual, but it was like, I don't need another version of this game. So where is that blockbuster for virtual reality? Where is the game where I'm like, hey, I'm buying virtual reality because I want to play this game? That's what they're missing. I feel like the big thing virtual reality is missing right now is a blockbuster hit. Where is the, hey, I'm buying virtual, I used to buy, like when I bought my Xbox, my original Xbox, or my 360 or whatever it was, to play Halo. I bought my PlayStation 2 to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I bought the systems to play certain games. I bought the Switch for my kids because it's obviously they're like Nintendo, but like I want to play Mario, I want to play Zelda, I want to play Mario Kart. We know that, I'm not just buying the Switch because of the Switch. I'm buying it for something. The Nintendo Wii. I bought the Nintendo Wii because it had the motion, but I bought it because it had Wii Sports, because it had bowling, because it had this. When I buy the virtual reality, I don't really know what it's, and there are some cool things about it, but there isn't that blockbuster that, hey, this is going to sell to more than just tech people. This is going to sell to general public. This is going to sell, if I brought, my students are all master's level instructional technology students. If I brought them into a room and I said, hey, name a virtual reality game, I don't think any of them could do it. Now, if I went to a computer science classroom and asked the students, they're a little more techie and they're the type of people who probably are going to buy it. I think that I'd have a few students in the class, that would be able to tell me a little bit about it. That's it. They're really, if I went into talking to the undergraduate, that 18 to 22-year-old population, I can tell you they definitely, because I teach those students, just general majors, and I could tell you that pretty much none of them could tell you any of these virtual reality games. So there's that lack of that knowledge there. Everyone knows what the virtual reality is, but they don't really know why they're going to get it. So I think that's what's the big missing point. And I think that one of these companies really needs to nail that down. And I think that virtual reality will explode because it's there. We're ready. It's really cool. As far as setup goes, I think that setup is kind of easy. It took me about an hour or two with each of these systems. I think that the problem is people are going to run into problems. Like with Oculus, you need an HDMI port and you need 3 USB 3.0 ports. If their computer doesn't have it, obviously, yes, they should have read before. But come on, people buy things, just expect it to plug in and work. And the problem with these systems is they don't necessarily just plug in and work. And that's kind of an issue. You've got to go through the tutorials and understand why, but you still have to do it. And then you've got to set it up. And then you've got to move the sensors in different areas. And you've got to kind of plan out a room. And it becomes more than, hey, I bought this, I'm plugging it into my computer or TV and going. It's not quite as easy as that. It's not much more difficult. And I know there's going to be some tech people who watch this who are real into this stuff are going to be like, come on, it's really easy. How can you say that? I'm not talking to you in this video. I'm talking to the person, the mom, dad, college student, high school student who's interested in gaming a little bit, maybe technology. They're just normal. Hey, am I going to go get this stuff? How hard is it? Is it easy? Does it just work with my computer? That's who I'm talking to. And so, no, it's not as simple as I would have liked it. Was I able to get it to work? Sure. But my 4-year-old computer, so I have a 4-year-old computer in my office, could not run it. It couldn't. It has the specs to run it, but it didn't have the USBs, and the graphics card wasn't updated. It wasn't good enough to run. So there were a lot of issues like that just wasn't. I guess the problem is we're just not there yet with everything because the VR requires high end and low end. Once low end is good enough for the VR, I think it'll take off a lot more. Where do I see it being used right now? So commercial, awesome. We're gonna get better games. That's gonna happen. The blockbusters are gonna come. Some of them are already there. Like Minecraft is there. There are some cool other games too, but they're coming. I feel like that'll come. It really needs to, but it'll come. And I think that's going to be the big audience. But then you have training. Oh my gosh, so many cool things you could do in training and learning. You can, first of all, you think a military application. You can literally hold a weapon, like a lightsaber in Star Wars, and learn how to use it. Not that that's a useful skill in real life, but start applying that to anything you're doing. You could learn to sit on a piano and learn a virtual piano easily. It's got to recognize your fingers a little better, and would have to have some kind of glove, because this wouldn't allow you to do that. But we're going to be there, definitely, where you can do that kind of stuff. So for training and learning, it's like amazing. I can literally put my son, 7 years old, in New York City, and he can fly around and see all the different buildings and see what the city's like. We can go into Paris and see what Paris is like. You can see the size of these things. You can stand on Mount Everest and look over. Just those kind of experiences you can't get anywhere. It's not just a virtual field trip or a virtual museum. It's, hey, here's what a mountain range is like. You can go into like villages and just see some really cool stuff that just, you normally would not be able to do. You can see how big, you can see what it's like to look up on a huge building if you're not don't live in a city. You feel like you're there. You feel like you're doing it. I'll be honest, I don't feel like there's much of a difference between really doing it. Your brain tricks you. You feel like you left the planet and you're somewhere else. It's pretty cool. So there are definitely some cool things there, but I think that we're still having issues with the software. I think that it's just not, there's not enough there. But I think that's going to come. It's just, I hope these companies keep investing in it and improving on it. I'm really happy with their product so far. Would I go out and buy one of these? If I was just going to play around with it, I don't want to favor any brands or anything. I think they both have their advantages and disadvantages. I'm going to go in and review each one of those. So, but do I think it's worth it? I think if you're strapped financially, it's probably not. But if you have some extra money laying around and you're really into tech stuff, I think it's definitely worth getting a VR kit. They're pretty cool. Do I think like a school should have one? I think every school should have one of these. The stuff you can do with your students is just absolutely amazing. You set up one room, just let classes go in every once in a while, 4 times a year, and have some cool activities going on. Oh, the students would just love it. I think it's a really cool idea. But that's kind of my state of VR right now. I'm not going to talk about where I think it's going just yet. I'll do that in another video. But that's kind of my state of it, right now, and kind of what it needs and where it is. Thank you.